Oh, we got two people starting off. Okay. Hey, how you doing? This is the first episode, the pilot, the rendition, the beginning, the first step of Just an Unknown podcast with your host, Unknown Emperor. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Right now, I'm gonna see if anybody else, but if not, I'm gonna go ahead and get going. First, thank you, Unknown Emperor. This is just the beginning. 26 years old. Want to start here. Really want to start going. Hey Z, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. And I want to say Bay the other one. Thank you, Bay, for tuning in. I appreciate you. Um, just the beginning. First, I want to give a little insight about who I am, what I want to do this for, what Emperor came from. Emperor was really just a game name. Like me and a bunch of friends that I have, I say freshman, eighth grade year, kind of came up with it. We were making characters for Madden. Everybody was throwing names out there or for their persona, the second person. I wanted to do something royalty related, but only unknown for now, gang. Oh nah, even when I'm known, I'm still gonna be unknown because ain't nobody really gonna know me, and that's the irony of the name. I really appreciate that though. Um, then as it kept going with the Madden thing, we were creating characters. I wanted to do something a little different as far as not King, not Prince, not anything like that. And my homie Philip was like, "Hey, how about Emperor?" We put it together. Emperor, my last name, bada boom. It just kind of stuck. And since I say freshman year 2012 ish, I've been Emperor. And the unknown kind of came from me not being known yet. Like I stated a couple minutes ago, a couple seconds ago, it's gonna be a play on words because right now I'm unknown emperor. Even as I get known, I'm still gonna be unknown. So it's just gonna be ironic as I grow, as I become better, as I do this a little bit more. Um, the reason why I wanted to start a podcast, um, I've seen so many people do it. And I feel as though if they can, I can. I feel like I have a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to do this, that, and the third. Just kind of get out there and start everything up. Um, Inspirations that I've had is RDC. If you know me, like RDC, love RDC. Mark, amazing. They have been the inspiration for group, and especially group like skits, group meeting people, group going out. Mark has been the pioneer for his group and then his team. Everybody has played an equal part in it. That has been a major inspiration for what I want to do. Watching Shannon Sharp from him starting on Fox, then on FS1 with Undisputed, and then doing Undisputed ever since I kind of got into sports and journalism for with Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp has been a huge inspiration, and just watching what he does now with the interviews, with creating a safe space for people, with everything by far as what he's doing is just gonna help me to propel to do the next thing, to be great, to continue working towards everything that he has. I want to work towards it. Great, he speaks well, articulates himself. He makes a safe spot for a lot of people. I want to build that type of environment. That's another reason for the podcast. Another inspiration that I have is What Culture Wrestling. A young man named Simon Miller. He has been great. Oh my goodness, his what the smack in the head, everything of that nature. How he just embodies a personality in front of the camera, just telling you about wrestling. Just telling you about wrestling. Um, Simon Miller, Mark Phillips, Shannon Sharp, they're just a few. Obviously, my friends, my family has been major inspirations, but those are just a few of the people that has just kind of led me to start this podcast. Um, this it's gonna be growing pains. I'm a little nervous. I want to get the nerves out. I want to get everything. This is the first one, the first of many. I plan to be extremely consistent with this. As I grow, as I get feedback, as I get inspiration, as I get information, just want to keep working towards it. Want to keep growing. Want to move up, move out. Um, do a lot of things within this podcast, and not just this podcast, just branching out. A lot of aspiration and goals that I have is blowing up this podcast, building up my empire. I tell people I want to be the Black Walt Disney. Walt Disney is known for the three circles that he made. Want to do way more than that. I want to do music. I want to make anime. I want to make cartoons. I want to be a CEO of my own company and be a manufacturer, be a producer for everybody else. I would love to be a CEO and then have people come under my umbrella, pause, and then continue to grow. They come to me to branch out. We branch out together. Everything is going to be a family. This is going to be a safe space. Not going to lie to you. Um, Everything that I say is going to be how I feel. And perspectives can change, anything can change. If I say one thing now and then it's another thing later, it's growth. You grow, you change every day to become a better person. And that's what I plan to do. And if you see me looking over, it's because I have my phone right here to kind of keep me on track, keep me in line with a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. I'm gonna keep it very short, sweet, because it is the first one, but I would like to give you a lot of insight about who I am, what this channel is. And this podcast isn't anything especially like a sports podcast, anime podcast, music, cooking podcast. It's gonna be everything. It's gonna be what my friend Gage told me is a culture cast because it's gonna be for the culture. It's gonna be about the culture, pop culture, my culture, your culture, just a culture cast. Anybody is welcome. I want to be able to build up to interview people. Anybody is welcome to come have a seat next to me, have a couch right there. Uh, Anybody is welcome to come have a conversation. I interview you, you interview me. We talk, have like a nice discussion. Be more than happy to. Love it. Then first, what I would want to start off with is a lot of people would want to say, why now? I'm like, why not now? Why not? Why not start now? I always wanted to jump out, do something different, and this is going to be the something different that I do. Another body just joined. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate you for joining in on the first episode of Just an Unknown podcast. We're not going to be unknown for long. Welcome to the Empire. You're more than welcome to say anything. I'm going to see your comments as they come up. I am going to have a Q&A section at some point in it. So if you do have questions for me, you have suggestions or anything, throw your comments up. Then if you want to save your questions for the Q&A, I'll sit here for a couple extra minutes and answer any type of questions that you have. Feel free to share the link. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to comment. Feel free to just, or don't. I mean, you're well within your right, but I would really would appreciate anything that you would do. And then we're going to go ahead and get started with the first thing. Being as though tomorrow is Super Bowl Sunday, got to talk about it. Got to talk about it. Got to talk about it. Um, where do I start? Do I talk about my team, or do I want to talk about the Super Bowl? Because if I talk about my team, I probably will be here about 20 minutes. I am a Philadelphia Eagle. Yes, yes, yes. I said it. A Philadelphia Eagle. Now I know how bad that might sound right now. Last year around this time, couldn't have told me nothing. Couldn't have told me nothing. We were playing in the Super Bowl, riding high, Jalen Hurts, holding call, bogus holding call on Bradbury, on Juju Smith. Boom, extended the game. Jalen had a costly fumble last year. But then we fast forward to this year, and where I'm at, why I have a Jalen Hurts jersey, I was gonna put it on. I'm not gonna put it on until another another culture cast with y'all. But awful, 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 awful. We've had an awful season, awful season, awful season, awful season, awful season. We ended up having to fire both of our coordinators, offense, defense. Now, I like the replacements. Kellen Moore, he had a little bit of an off year with the Chargers, but they did have injuries going on. So I'm not going to kind of hold him to that. I'm pretty sure he's going to bring in his offense, take Sirianni from making play calls to make him strictly a head coach. So I'm not really complaining about the Kellen Moore hire. Vic Fangio, nice defensive coordinator. I hadn't really kept up with him over the last couple of years, but I know the work that he did in Denver. He's a strong defensive coordinator. Anybody is an upgrade from Patricia or Sean Desai. Anybody, anybody. Hell, you can a monkey with 2 weeks of training and a playbook from Madden on rookie would have been better than the garbage that was put up on our defensive side, at least, especially in the second half of the season. Especially in the second half of the season. But I'm optimistic about next year. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm not gonna be like, oh, next year is our year. No, I take a game to game, awful end to the season. Thought it was fine. 49ers spanked us. Then Cowboys spanked us. Thought we was gonna come back against Seattle. They wanted to improvise on the last game, on the last play, threw a pick, beat us. Giants beat us. Oh my goodness, I think we're gonna come back against the Cardinals. We're about 3 scores. How can we lose? Beat us. Oh my goodness, last game of the season. We don't really have nothing to play for but our self-respect and our pride against the Giants. Ask me how that went. Now wait. Awful. You ain't gotta it was rhetorical. Awful. 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 Then Tampa Bay. Then Tampa Bay. They just quit. I wasn't even I watched the whole game. I was focused. I was in here by myself watching the game, and they quit. Had a bad night, awful night, awful night, awful night. But I love Philly. I've been a Philadelphia Eagles fan since '03, since watching McNabb and T.O. play. Brian Westbrook, Brian Dawkins is my favorite NFL player of all time. Weapon X, number 20, love him. Fly Eagles fly. I would sing the song, but they told me not to yell. So Fly Eagles fly. EAGLES Eagles. But season over. We're not playing in the big game. I am disappointed about how the season went, but I'm not gonna stress on it. Not gonna lose sleep over it. Just next year, see what we do in the draft, see what we do about these contract situations. I don't like to talk about AJ Brown being disgruntled. I'm pretty sure he's not. I don't like to talk about Jason Kelsey retiring, the best center in the NFL. Please don't retire. I know you're not gonna see this, but don't retire. Just I mean, if you do, I appreciate you for everything that you've done for the team. But from one unknown person to, like I said, the best center in the league, I would love it if you were to at least stay and give it one more run with the new offensive defensive coordinator that we have, the new revitalized energy, and just putting trust in Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie to make sure the team is in place to make a deep run next year. The teams around you didn't get better or are not going to get better. They might, but I don't really put nothing past them. But enough about the loser team. Super Bowl tomorrow. Patty Mahomes, Brock Purdy. Patty Mahomes, Brock Purdy. I'm going to start off with my prediction. Chiefs. Chiefs, baby Brady. Baby Brady. Baby Brady. My homeboy. The GOAT. Patrick Mahomes. I don't bet against 15. The same way you didn't bet against Tom Brady is the same way I'm not going to bet against 15. They bet against him against the Bills, came in, stomped him out. Bet against him against the two-time MVP of the league, Lamar Jackson. ran him out. Now, now he's a 1.5 point underdog against the 49ers. I don't know. I mean, I understand why they feel as though the 49ers have a better team in its totality. They're what 22-5 since acquiring CMC, C-Mac, Christian McCaffrey, who I believe should have won MVP this year. But hey, who am I? Unknown. See, it's the title. Me, myself, I see CMC MVP, but that's beside the point. I understand why they fit 1.5 point underdogs, but you do not bet against Patrick Mahomes. You don't bet against them. The score that I have for the game is a fairly low scoring game based off of who the teams are. I see it being 27-21 with the Chiefs. Patrick is 20, I say it's 21-20. Patrick Mahomes drive down the field, score a touchdown. They put it in the hands of Mr. Irrelevant and Kyle Shanahan, and they do what Kyle Shanahan has been known to do over the past couple of years, and he fumbles the bag. He goes home disappointed, and he enters the conversation as one of those great coaches that has not won the big game. He gave up I say he, it was him, Dan Quinn, and another body. I forgot. They gave up a 28-3 lead to the former GOAT, or the current GOAT, Tom Brady. I don't put no trust in Kyle Shanahan and what he has to offer. There's the number 1 and 2 ranked, at least defenses halfway through the season. Uh, hey, how you doing, Jacob? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you for stopping by. But 27-10 Chiefs, that's how I see it. I don't really understand. I mean, I get it. I get Fred Warner. I get Armstead. I get Ward. I get that defense. I get C-Mac, Brock Purdy, Debo, Ayuk, um, Kittle. They are a great, well-oiled machine, but you don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. You don't bet against Patty Mahomes. Um, I'm gonna do something Monday after the Super Bowl to kind of do my prediction a little bit. Um, Super Bowl MVP, Mahomes. If it's not Mahomes, it's Kelsey. What I hate is if Kelsey wins, we gonna see Taylor Swift. I hate it. If Travis Kelsey, they might force feed Travis Kelsey, so Taylor Swift can get up on the podium and hold the Lombardi Trophy. But it got to be Patty Mahomes. The only way the Chiefs are winning is if Patrick Mahomes have a good game. Because if Patrick Mahomes has a bad game, they're not gonna win. They're not. I don't see the Chiefs as a whole beating the 49ers if Patrick Mahomes has a bad game. They can because that defense has been playing lights out all season. They can because Brock Purdy has shown, at least in the past 2 games, that he is sometimes Mr. Irrelevant, but he also was the one to pull them back from those 2 games. Granted, the Lions handed them the game, a dropped interception, Dan Campbell not kicking the field goal when he was supposed to. You live and you learn. Oh, we gonna get there. We gonna get there. Hey, Guru, how you doing? Thank you for joining in. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you for stopping by. But we are most definitely gonna get there. I have a wrestling section for that, and I will answer that question when that time has come. But right now, is matter of fact, I could get to that now. I done went down my rant about the Eagles need to do better. I done gave my Super Bowl prediction with Chiefs 27-21. 49ers have the ball last. Brock Purdy doesn't pull through. Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP. I I kind of like it. I'm gonna put my parlays in for it. Um, but we can most definitely get to the wrestling. I had that next. I had that next on the list anyway. So, what I was just asking is, how do I feel about the bloodline Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. They had us in the first half. They had us in the first half about The Rock taking Cody's story, but I'm the type of person that I have to see it play out. I wasn't one of the ones hopping on the internet. Oh, Roman Rock hated this, that, and the other. I believe that WWE has a plan. The plan was to see how people reacted. People reacted horribly. Now they did a sweet pivot. So now it's going to be The Rock in Roman's corner. But I think the way that they're going to portray it is The Rock is going to be head of the table, per se. But Roman Reigns is still going to be the champion. But The Rock is going to be the one calling the shots, being the one forefront, facing center, everything like that. Cody going to finish his story, though. Like, man, Cody going to finish his story. The American Nightmare, he got to, because WWE has no other choice. I would love Roman Reigns. I would love Roman Reigns to beat Hogan in his record. I would love Roman Reigns to hold the title for another year. But if Cody lose, WWE gonna riot. WWE would have a riot. They would shut down. They would shut down that center in Philadelphia. That's what WrestleMania is, Philadelphia. Yes, yeah, they're gonna shut down that arena. If the ones getting put up, if the ones getting put up at the end of the night, it ain't gonna end well for WWE. They're gonna have so much hate mail. They're gonna push the story back to SummerSlam, and the fans ain't gonna go for it. Cody has to win now. He has to win now. Um, quick little aside when it comes to wrestling. I love wrestling. I've been watching wrestling for a long time. What I have here is my top five wrestlers that are performing right now. And I watch AEW and WWE. I used to watch New Japan, but New Japan kind of shifted to AEW with the EVPs and everything kind of coming over. So I am an AEW and WWE wrestling fan. So my list, you might not know the people on there, but if you look them up, watch their matches and everything like that, then you'd enjoy it. So I have to start with my honorable mentions when it comes to my wrestlers. On my honorable mentions, I have said Cody Rhodes. I have Cody Rhodes. I have Kenny Omega. I have Bianca Belair. I have MJF, and I have Jade Cargill. I have those as my honorable mentions right now. Starting off at number five is the Scottish one, Drew McIntyre. His storyline, his character development right now, this villain arc that he's in is amazing. I love how they're telling his story. I believe he's going to be the one to win Elimination Chamber and fight Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. But I also think that they try to find a way to put Sami Zayn in there, because Sami Zayn doesn't have anything kind of going for him right now. But Sami Zayn, but no, I say Drew McIntyre wins the Elimination Chamber, and he's sitting at number five right now on my top five wrestlers performing at this moment. Number four, I have the timeless one, Toni Storm. She is by far the best character in wrestling. I was finna mess up and say WWE. She is by far the best character in wrestling right now. Chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe. The shoe, and then the shoe gone. Shoe, boom, in your face. Chin up. Mm. Watch for the shoe. Now you moving. Toni Storm, AEW Women's Champion right now. In a good good feud going forward. I would love to see how it ends up. But Toni Storm is sitting at number four. Number three, I have Mommy. I have Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley has been killing it for the Judgment Day, has been killing it for herself. She is going to hold that championship until WrestleMania, where I feel as though she's going to run into Becky Lynch, and she's still going to beat her. She got to prove herself. She going to beat the man at WrestleMania. That's how I feel as though it's going to go, because they've been kind of sizing it up for that. I wouldn't see it any other way. So, Mommy sitting at number three on my top five. Number two, I have Mr. Swerve Strickland. big pressure, high plot. Swerve Strickland. If you've seen him, his presentation, his matches, how he carried himself. You seen the dance. You big pressure. Swerve Strickland. I see him being the first Black AEW World Champion. He's had great matches with Hangman Adam Page. Just go back and watch him. He had his blood drunk. Amazing. And then if you watch his interviews, if you see how he carried himself, Swerve Strickland is number two right now on my list. He is an amazing wrestler. AEW, if you haven't seen him, check him out. Um, Great. I would love to interview him. He's one of the people that I have on my list to interview. Swerve Strickland. As a matter of fact, everybody that I have named on this list, I would love to interview. Love to get them in, have a little chat with them, talk to them, dissect their brain, see what they're. But Swerve Strickland, number two. But he's only number two because he's the one. The tribal chief, the tribal chief Roman Reigns is number one on my wrestling list. My favorite wrestler right now, Roman Reigns. He has been dominant for over 3 years. Dominant, running the game, killing it for over 3 years. Yeah, some people might not like the way he wins his matches. I hate the way he wins his matches. Sometimes, it gets old, but you have a team, but it's storytelling. You have a team, your team is gonna help regardless, because you want to see the breadwinner keep winning. You want to see the head of the table keep eating, and that is what he's doing. I believe his story is. I believe it ends at WrestleMania, probably due to a Rock interference. But right now, what is it? God mode on a different level. Roman Reigns is that goat right now. Like Roman Reigns over everybody right now. Right now. Got to put the ones up for him one more time. So one, Roman Reigns. Two, Swerve Strickland. Three, I had Mommy Rhea Ripley. Four, I had Tony Storm, the timeless one. Five, I had Drew McIntyre. But I love a lot of wrestlers. I can react to wrestling. Been watching wrestling for years. Thank you for somebody. Somebody else just joined. They ain't let me know who you were, but I do appreciate you for joining in. Thank you for stopping by to Just the Unknown podcast. And if I know you, you know me. If I don't know you, I'm Unknown Emperor. Um, just trying to take it one podcast at a time. Culture cast. We're just going to call it a culture cast because it's not a podcast. It's a culture cast because we talk about everything here. Everybody is welcome. This is an open, safe, free spot. I got you took care of here. Elimination Chamber is what? The next week? 2 weeks from now? Um, Saudi, they like to do a lot of stuff in Saudi. So Elimination Chamber can be really, really anything at the moment. Um, but wrestling is in a good spot right now. Vince McMahon aside, wrestling as a whole is in a good spot. So if you want to get back into it a little bit. It only takes one good match. Right now, a feud that's going on. There's like I said, Swerve and Hangman. You can watch their feud. Oh, Bryan Danielson. I forgot about Bryan Danielson in AEW as an honorable mention, aka Daniel Bryan. He is phenomenal. He has been fighting with torn triceps, meniscus, broken femurs, neck off his shoulders. Bryan Danielson has been a workhorse for forever, for forever, and I'll always appreciate the work that he does. I feel like he says he's gonna retire soon because now he's reaching that age. So I'm sorry I forgot about him, but those will be my honorable mentions and my kind of like my go tos when it comes to wrestling. Now we're going to take a little pivot because I ended up skipping this section earlier whenever I was going over everything that I would want to accomplish for my podcast. I have a little sidebar with people that I would love to interview. Obviously, my friends, my family, you're more than welcome to come on. Like I said, I have a couch right there. You can come in. We have a conversation. It doesn't even have to be an interview. We can just talk it up, this, that, and the other. You're more than welcome to. I always want to expand and grow. But a lot of people, with this podcast, you're gonna see another side to me because yes, you know me, but sometimes I'm gonna say some stuff that, oh, I didn't know that's how he felt, or I'm gonna say some artists and stuff that I listen to and that I like, oh, I didn't even know he liked that. I'm a very diverse, unique person. So the more you tune in, the more you ask me to react to stuff, the more you give me questions and stuff to respond to. Always gonna give you my insight, my perception, and everything, kind of like from my viewpoint. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You have more opportunity to leave a comment and show me how I can improve. And you can argue with me in the comments. I don't like to argue, so we're gonna have a neat discussion in the comments. But as I was stating, a lot of people that I would like to interview. Gordon Ramsay, Gordon Ramsay is somebody I would love to interview. Gordon Ramsay, Shannon Sharp. I've already went against Shannon Sharp as an inspiration for me to start this podcast. I have Mark Phillips and the rest of RDC. I would love to have them all come in here. We play the game together, this, that, and the other. Games. Games is also going to be something to look out for on this culture cast. Just be on the lookout for it. Games, skits, everything. It's not just gonna be this podcast. It's gonna be interviews. It's gonna be skits. It's gonna be cooking. It's gonna be a little bit of everything. So that's why I said just send in your feedback. Send in your ideas. I accept it. We here. We here. Nah, he should not lose twice. I for real can't. I'd be upset if Cody lost twice. They'd riot. Where I left off. Lil Uzi Vert and The Weeknd, those are two people that I would love to interview. The Weeknd, he's had a special place in my heart since seventh grade. I, I was in his top 1% of Spotify listeners for like 2 or 3 years. That's how that's how deep me and The Weeknd go. He don't know who I am, but I know him just not even just from his music, the interviews, the what he had, the show on Hulu, his music just resonates. I have Zendaya, I have Seth Rogen, I have Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, whenever I make it big, love to have you sit down and talk to me. Love to sit down. All these are gonna come with time as I get big, as I grow, as I kind of reach out to people, as y'all reach out to people for me. This is how we expand our empire. We expand it one person at a time, one video at a time, one day at a time. So thank y'all for joining the empire. Thank y'all for stopping by. Another thing, athletes, wrestlers, actors, actresses. I want to interview everybody because I mean that's how we gonna grow. That's how we gonna get it. Like I said, country, rap, wrestlers, athletes, NBA, NFL, boxers, other content creators. Anybody's welcome. I have Emily King. She's somebody on Instagram I watch a lot. Somebody vibing with Tay. Reggie Coos. I've been watching Reggie since he was doing the hip hop choir. Since he had the hip hop choir on everything. So I would love to bring him on, see what type of advice he would have, see what's his inspiration for everything. So that was just a little list of people that I would love to interview. We talked about football, love football. Talked about I saw the Clippers. Somebody said something about the Clippers. I couldn't address it at the time, but he said the Clippers. Yeah, I'm a Kawhi fan. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I'm a Kawhi fan, so wherever Kawhi go, I go. I have been a Kawhi fan for the longest. Wherever Kawhi go, I go. He the claw. He the silent assassin. So wherever Claw go, I go. And I feel as though right now, with the addition of James Harden, they are the best team in the NBA right now. Joel Embiid not healthy in the East. Um, the Bucks got Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers. I said that 3 times. I should have said it 4 times, but he don't get the fourth game. He gets swept. He has the most. I mean, not swept. They run him back. He has the most leads given up. Like when leading the series. Like he has mm, awful, awful, awful. I can't do it. I can't do Doc Rivers. But I need to talk about the West because who's in the West? You got Yoke, two time MVP, could be 3 time. That they get boring. They get but it's Yoke, it's Jamal Murray, it's Michael Porter Jr. They got a team, they got a squad, but it starts and ends with the Clippers. I look at SGA and them over there with the Thunder, but I also saw what just happened to the Thunder. They got some foot put in them. They got man. They got dog walked a little bit. So I mean, but anything can happen on any given day, especially in the NBA. So, but Kawhi, I I see mm, Clippers Thunder in the no, I don't know. Thunder and yeah, Pelicans sleeper team, but it's something with Zion that I just don't trust. Pelicans are a sleeper team, but Zion I just don't trust. I don't really trust Bi. I don't really trust CJ. Um, Valachunas. I don't recall who their coach is off the top of my head right now, but it's something about the Pelicans that I just don't trust. They can if all their guys was working towards it together, but they're not. I don't know if it's them being in New Orleans, having fun, being young, but it's something missing in that Pelicans team. I see them, they can, but right now is what Clippers number one, and this is just off my opinion. Everything, unless it's like factually, you see me, boom, check it up. Top teams in the West, I'd say if you go off the statistics, I can look them up, but I want to say Clippers, um, Thunder, because I think Nuggets, the Kings. Um, I guess that's the top heavy. I know I'm missing some teams, but don't nobody really stand out. People are always gonna say the Lakers and the Warriors because of LeBron, the GOAT. Let me just say that now. LeBron James is the GOAT. Is the GOAT. GOAT. Greatest of all time. Hello. LeBron James is the GOAT. I have seen it with my own eyes with all four of them. LeBron is the GOAT. Y'all can argue me. I can have discussions. Come on the pod. Come on the Culture Cast and have a conversation. If you don't, if I know people, some people say Kobe, some people say Mike, some people say Hakeem, some people say blah 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 blah. The Mavs. I forgot about the Mavs. Luca, Kyrie. They just made a trade for PJ Washington, which was a strong choice. Was a strong pickup, not a strong choice. So yeah. I forgot about the Mavs. Luca dog. He not a Doncic. Luca dog. He doing it. I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So I forgot the Mavs. They are another team that can come out of that West. So yeah, I see this year being really a toss up. And then in the East, you have the Celtics, you have 76ers when Embiid is healthy, you have Giannis and Dame, you have Halliburton and them with the Pacers. They're a young team that's ready to push through. You have the Heat always. You have I guess the Knicks. The Knicks have been a surprise team. Them, Jalen Brunson, who is a sleeper MVP. Jalen Brunson is taking that team to another level. So I can see the Knicks making some noise. I can see the Heat. I can see the Knicks making some noise. And Heat no matter where they are because of the culture, because of the coach, because of Jimmy Buckets, because of the team itself and where they are. The Heat, no matter where they're sitting, and you saw it last year. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! But the Heat don't have enough firepower. The five teams that I named in the top of the East, is going to be the ones that I'm looking for. Knicks, Bucks, 76ers, if Embiid is healthy. If Embiid is healthy. Pacers, and gosh darn, what I said, Knicks, Celtics, 76ers, Bucks, and Pacers. Yeah, those five in the East. And in the West, I said Kings, Clippers, Nuggets, um, Kings, Clippers, Nuggets. Yeah. And I seen somebody put the Rockets. I know who put the Rockets. They have been balling out. That young team has been balling out. If they would have made a move for like the big man to pair with Sagan, that animal from overseas. Man, if he's not from overseas, I'm sorry. Do not cancel me. I just got started. But the Rockets, if they would have made another big move, like for a big body to go with the young guns on the wing, they would be more formidable. But I do see them kind of sneaking into the play-in tournament and then making a little bit of noise. But if they get matched up with with a Clippers, with a Thunder, with a Nuggets, I don't see them making it past that first round. See, we can talk basketball here. We can talk basketball. We can talk football. We can talk music. We can talk a little bit. We can talk a little bit of everything. Um, right now, I will take like a question or two to put a little break in it because I'm gonna switch from sports, wrestling, everything that I did, and then kind of like a backlist on a backlist on what I want to aspire to do with the podcast. Take like one or two questions, and then I'm gonna end it off with my favorite topics. You're gonna see how passionate I get about these last couple topics because I love what I'm gonna talk about. I love what I was gonna talk about. Oh yeah, my homie Gage, he asked me a question. I guess I'll take the time. And this is a wild question. This is a weird question. So just know, like I said, we talk about everything, and he personally requested me answer this question, and he was like, "Imp, you know, and if you know me, you know me, and everybody else. For people who don't know me, you gonna call me unknown, or you gonna call me Imp or Emperor. So yeah, we not on first name basis yet. But the question he asked me, he was like, over under total points in the Super Bowl. Oh, oh, you missed it earlier. Um, Hold on, wait. What's the total? What's the total? Because I know I saw the spread, but my prediction for the Super Bowl was 27-21. Chiefs way. I said that Patrick Mahomes drive down the field and they score, and then Brock Purdy gets a chance to drive down the field, and him and Kyle Shanahan don't do it. Patrick Mahomes win the third Super Bowl, and he starts building that dynasty. So 27-21, that's what, 48. Knowing them, probably the over-under is probably 50. But so I'll say under. But I don't know what the spread is as far as the over-under on points, at least what FanDuel has it. I know that the 49ers are favored by 1.5 points. And then, oh, what Gage's question was, man. Oh, his question was, is Squirt P? This man asked me to ask y'all and answer, is Squirt P? And I told him, since he personally requested me and talk about this, I'm gonna answer it. It's P. It's P. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look. I don't make the rules. I don't even follow them. But it's P. Girl, squirt on you is P. It it's P. It's it's P. It's P. It's P. Man, it is P. You ever smell squirt like after it sits for a little minute? Like say like the towel that you used, because if she do that, it's gonna be on the towel, and then you throw the towel away. Blah 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 blah. If you let it sit, it's pee. I don't think you ever smelt that, and it runs like pee. Like it just like it's pee. It is pee. You can't tell me nothing else. So if you ever been hit in the chin, you've been peed on your face. They R. Kelly'd you. They really R. Kelly'd you. And I'd have been peed on. Like I accept that. they they just commented. They just commented. Oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah. Look, nah. It don't matter about no balance. It don't matter about no balance. If you let it sit, if you let anything sit for too long, like at least like say like you just threw it in the dirty clothes, like boom, bada boom, bed dry, everything on the tile. You just threw it on. I don't know what's going on in the chat. Y'all taking care of that. I'm- I don't know what y'all got going on in the chat. Oh no, I ain't drinking it. No, 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 not drinking it. I'm saying it like hit your chick. Like sometimes you be eating, right? You be eating, and then boom, like you bite into something, or not bite, but you be eating, and then something just boom hit you in the face. You know. Yeah, we talk about everything. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We talk about everything here. And he personally asked me that question, so I had to. Oh, baby, we had 7 in here. Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you for joining in to the first episode, to the pilot episode of Just an Unknown podcast. If you don't know me, I'm Unknown Emperor. If you do know me, I'm Unknown Emperor. Thank you for joining in and visiting in on this empire conversation. Help join the empire. Help build the empire up, because that's what y'all gonna be. I'm gonna figure out a name for y'all. But right now, as a collective, we're the empire. But yeah, yeah, it is warm. It is a little warm. It is a little warm. Like if you if you ever like let it hit you, depending on like where you are, like where you sit in your position, if you ever like let it hit you, it hits you and you done. Like it's over. I don't try to let it sit, but sometimes it be on the towel. You throw the towel in the dirty clothes, and you go to do the laundry a little bit later, and then you start smelling it, and it kind of illuminates a little bit. Life just kind of happened. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll take another question real quick, and then I have another Q&A at the end. But I just wanted to take a break in between the sports talk, and then before I get into these next two topics, and then the next two topics, they're gonna be my show closers. So I'll take at least like one more question. It can be like it can be about health. It can be about sports. It can be about music. It can be about my top five, my Mount Rushmore. It could be a question getting to know me. It could be a question getting to know my friends. It's like you can one question. If you don't have a question, I can go ahead and um get into the next topic. But again, I appreciate y'all for stopping by, because y'all didn't have to. I appreciate y'all for sharing and being interactive in the comments and talking to each other. Even if you know each other, you do, and y'all having conversations. So I appreciate this. This is a safe spot. This is a happy place. This is just just be accepting of everybody's perspective. Just be accepting of everybody's where everybody is positioned, at least in their mindset. Even if you don't agree with it, just just be open. We don't bash anybody for their opinion unless their opinion is wrong. Now, don't let nobody lie to you. There are wrong opinions out there. Opinions can be wrong. Do not let people lie to you. But we're open. We're free here. We talk about whatever, whatever. Um, so just feel free. I love y'all. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into this next thing. I ain't see nothing pop up on the screen for a question. So what I have now is the cartoon debate. Yes, yes, yes. I've been holding on to this one. Nah. The last one is what I've been holding on to. But I'm gonna do a quick little cartoon debate. And the cartoon debate is Nickelodeon versus. Question came in late. How do you feel about anime? Oh, sir. Um, Look, there's a couple people that know me in the chat, and they know how I feel about live action. Live action anime is atrocious. I've had a bad feeling with live action anime since Dragon Ball Evolution. I've had a bad sense. Now they did Death Note. They did Death Note pretty well with the live action, and I didn't finish the One Piece live action. I watched the first episode and I never finished, but I liked where it was going. Full Metal Alchemist had a good live action that I really appreciated, but in this totality, whenever I hear anime going live action, I always cringe because especially if it's American made, they never do it. They never do it the right way. The best examples of live action is Avatar: The Last Airbender. I feel like Death Note was fine the first half, but then they rushed it, so it was okay. Dragon Ball awful. I want to say they did a Lupin the Third live action. Mm, but I don't really do live action anime. I love anime. Don't get me wrong. The live action I can't really get with it. Um, but I think they're supposed to be coming out with another live action. They're supposed to be coming out with another live action coming out. But I watch them. I watch them because I love anime. I try to see how close to the storyline they stay. So with the live action, I still try to watch them. So I'll find time to finish One Piece. That did start off well, and for the pacing of what it was, they did stay close to the storyline, and they are going to come out with another season of it. So I am going to finish that, and then whenever I finish it, I'm when my next podcast, I am going to let you know how I felt about it, give like a little review on it. But yeah, nah, I'm not a big fan of live action live action anime. But you know what I am a fan of? Cartoon Network. Yeah, yeah. I disregard everything else I was about to say. It was Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon versus Disney. Cartoon Edition. Now, if I take it in its totality, I still think Cartoon Network wins. But Cartoon Edition, I would have Cartoon Network taking the crown over Nickelodeon and Disney. And this is why. This is why I say that. Because if you're starting from the 90s, you have you have Dexter's Laboratory, you have Johnny Bravo, you have shows in the back that just went crazy. That just went crazy. And as you went to the early 2000s, you got Powerpuff Girls, you got Billy and Mandy, you got Ed, Ed and Eddie, you got My Life as a Whatever Happened to Robot Jones, Evil Con Carney. You got, man, Cartoon Network goes so crazy. And then when you fast forward a little bit, you got Steven's Universe, you got Adventure Time, you got Regular Show, you got Amazing World of Gumball. Man, and I'm not even naming all the shows. If I wanted to, I can I can go into like he says, like a Samurai Jack. I can go into Codename Kids Next Door. I can go into Courage the Cowardly Dog, Billy and Mandy. Um, Man, Cartoon Network had them bangers. It stopped at a certain point. Now, what I compare it to with Nickelodeon is is you compare it to Angry Beavers, you compare it to Doug, you compare it to Hey Arnold, you compare it to SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron. Granted, those are great shows. Those are amazing shows. I love them, but they just don't stand up to the test of Cartoon Network. Disney has some channels, has some cartoons too, But like Lilo and Stitch, Kim Possible, American Dragon, Jake Long. My favorite cartoon of all time right now is, well, I say right now, my favorite cartoon of all time is Gravity Falls. I love Gravity Falls. I've watched Gravity Falls at least 5 times. I lied, about 10 times. Season 1 and 2. I keep watching it and keep finding something new. I watch cartoon conspiracies on Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is my favorite cartoon, and that was on Disney Channel, Disney XD, more or less, but an extension of Disney Channel. Disney do not put Disney cartoons in the same breath as Nickelodeon Cartoon Network cartoons. And then when you take that breath, Disney, and then Disney has movies. Now Disney has the movies. Disney and Pixar, domain expansion. Like Heat, man, Disney and Pixar has the movies. But if we're talking about shows, cartoon shows, you Disney, then you Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. You take a breath in between those because Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon is head and shoulders above Disney. Um, but I most definitely put Cartoon Network one, followed by Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon had a bunch of sleepers. Nickelodeon has a bunch of sleepers, but oh, Loud House from Nickelodeon. I love the Loud House. Like it. But nah, Disney can hold a candle to Cartoon Network, but it's not too close. It's close, but it's not close. Cartoon Network is the goat. Cartoon Network is the goat, and if like 5 years ago, I have like cartoon comparisons. Go through and watch the old videos that I had. Cartoon Network is like storytelling, the way they made you feel, especially like I said, Adventure Time regular show, Steven Universe, Amazing World of Gumball, that little stretch. And then I have an honorable mention because if you were staying up and you watch Cartoon Network, it kind of slid into Adult Swim. Adult Swim had them bangers too. And if we put Adult Swim in a category in itself, it had Family Guy, it had American Dad, King of the Hill, it had Robot Chicken, it had C Lab, C Lab Ghost 20. They it had Moral Oil, it had Metalocalypse, it had Aqua Teen Hunger Force, like it. Adult Swim in itself could hold a candle to everything else, but yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have another culture cast that's gonna hold Adult Swim. I'm gonna put that in a topic in itself. But that's why I stand when it comes to the Cartoon Network, the cartoon debate. And then if we need to, we can go into shows. Like I said, send me messages. I'll put my socials somewhere. I'll put my social, but all I have is Instagram. I deleted Snap, deleted Facebook, you know. So I'll probably make another one just for Brock, like promotion purposes. But yeah, send me stuff on IG. Send me stuff on my email. Text me, comment down below what you would want to see as far as when it comes to the cartoon thing, because I can do a debate with the cartoons. And if you want to come in, like I said, as I grow my following up a little bit, you're more than welcome to come in, to have a seat next to me, and us sit down, stare at this camera, and have a conversation or a friendly debate. Because that's what I want. I want to be able to make this into like a warm environment, into like a good. It can become a debate show at some point, but right now this is just my culture cast, and this is just the beginning. Now I know my boy QC watching not necessarily gonna resonate with this next topic, which is my last topic. Like he's not gonna resonate with it, but I gotta do it. I gotta do it. It's not gonna be my culture cast without talking about anime. It can't. It can't be my culture cast without talking about anime. And this is my first episode, so I gotta get it out there. I gotta get it out there. Let me unlock this ear. Thingamabob right here. Okay. So what I have next, or what I'm gonna, my final topic, my love that's not bae, not everything, is anime and ganja and stuff like that. But we'll talk about that on other culture casts. But this is how we're gonna start off. This last topic is anime. I have I have right now show this the first piece is shows that I'm watching and shows that I'm like manga that I'm reading. What I have right now is me and Bay. We're rewatching Assassination Classroom. Assassination Classroom. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it. It's 2 seasons, easy watch, nice storyline. You're gonna love Koro Sensei. You're gonna love Karma Nagisa, everything like that. I watched it a couple years ago, but I'm expanding her anime a little bit, so that's what we own. Assassination Classroom, One Piece. I'm watching and reading One Piece. I'm caught up in the manga, so the last chapter that was on there is read by me, and I'm watching One Piece as well. Right now they're on Egghead Island. They're a little further than that in the manga, but then we got Boruto. I'm reading Boruto. Boruto is going crazy. Boruto is, oh my goodness, these chapters is wild. Boruto is really turning into his father and more. He cloaked himself in a Rasengan. When have you? And he's using flying Rajan. Who has the capability to cloak themselves in their move? Boruto, that dog. Um, Kagurabachi. Am I saying that right? Kagurabachi. It's about Chihiro, and his father was a swordsmith. He made enchanted blades. I'm caught up on that right now. The fight scenes are amazing. The storytelling is great. You can really feel the panels as they're. I can't wait for them to animate it. That and wild strawberries. Wild strawberries is about plants that kind of took over, and they're. I'm not caught up on that. I'm a couple chapters behind on Wild Strawberry and News Exorcist, but those are two nice mangas that you can read. Right now, this is what I'm currently reading. Whenever we do another culture cast, I'll show you. I mean, I'll tell you about stuff that I have read already. But we got watching Solo Leveling. If you haven't watched Solo Leveling, maybe I need to go back and read it. But Solo Leveling is with Jin Woo. It go. It is raw. I recommend it. I recommend if you don't watch anime, Solo Leveling is gonna catch you. I have JJK, which is Jujutsu Kaisen. I am finished with the last season that they had, and I am caught up on reading it with Yuta and Yuji fighting Sakuna. I'm not gonna be the one to give out spoilers, but if you know, you know. Um, I'm reading My Hero, caught up on My Hero. I'm not watching it currently. I think I got lost somewhere down the line, but My Hero is going crazy. Deku, Shigaraki is the best villain going on right now. Shigaraki is on a whole nother level. Is on a whole nother level right now. But we're gonna see when the next chapter come out. I think the next chapter come out tomorrow. So we'll see tomorrow how the story progress. And then it's an anime called The Witch and the Beast, and it's an anime called Chained Soldier. Um, Chained Soldier, I think it's an extension on Prime that I have. Um, but Chained Soldier is pretty weird. When you watch it, it's a lot of fan service in it. So it for you freaks out there, is Chain Soldier is one in the Witch and the Beast. I'm a couple of episodes into that right now. It's starting off pretty nice. I like the anime style of it. I like the way that they're telling the story right now. Old girl who's the main character, just out there to kill witches. And as I watch that more and learn more from it, then I'll be able to talk to you more about it. But it's only a couple of episodes in, or at least I've only watched a couple of episodes of it. So as I gain more information, I'll be able to take a deeper like look into it. But That's what I'm currently watching and or reading. Now I probably left off a couple because like Black Clover. Black Clover don't release excuse me. Black Clover don't release a chapter unless it's like every 3 months. They gonna fall off for me. And then I'm watching Demon Slayer, but I'm gonna finish read Demon Slayer. So I mean I already know what's gonna go down. But now we get to the top 10. Now we get to the top 10. This when I was making my script, I knew I wanted to talk about this top 10 only because I know what's not in my top 10. And I'm ready to get this culture cast out there so people can watch it, see my top 10, and then debate me on it. Give me their opinion on it. Cause I'm gonna start from the bottom up. So I'm gonna start with my honorable mention. And I'm gonna go ahead and get it out the way. Honorable mention, number one, that didn't make the top 10, Dragon Ball Z. Oh, let me make sure you see my eyes. Dragon Ball Z did not make my top 10. It is an honorable mention because I respect it. It's an honorable mention because I love the fight scenes. But Dragon Ball Z is not in my top 10. I respect it for the being the pioneer that it is. Mm-mm, not top 10. Debate me on it. Talk about it. Sit next to me later on in life. We can have this. We can hash it out like that. Not in my top 10. I have in my honorable mentions, I have Dragon Ball Z. I have Blue Lock, which is an amazing soccer anime. I'm ready for the next season to come out. Inuyasha was it has a special place for me. It's not in the top 10, but it has a special place for me because whenever you go to sleep and you wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning or you wake up too early on a Sunday, that song is either playing and you just missed it, or the song is playing and you're finna watch 2 episodes of Inuyasha and Kagome going crazy. It's gonna always have a special place in my heart. Your Lie in April. I love the music. I believe it was one of the first animes that made me cry. Your Lie in April is most definitely one of the first animes that made me cry. Um, I cried again while watching it. It's just a beautiful story about a pianist and a violinist, and just watch it for yourselves. You'll love the story. You'll love the story, and if you like music, you're gonna love listening to it. Pokemon, because Pokemon is one of those milestones. Is one of those cornerstones. I'm the wrong word. Cornerstones like Yu-Gi-Oh, like Yu Yu Hakusho. They're one of those cornerstones of the old times that kind of pioneered and piloted a lot of people to get into anime. I have Case Closed and I have Vinland Saga to round out my honorable mentions. Now we get to the top 10. Now we get to the top 10. Now we get to where people be like, oh, they're questioning me. But my top 10, you're more than welcome to put your top 10 down. Um, Number 10, I have Kakaguri from Netflix with my girl Yumiko Jabani. That's a gambling anime. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It keeps you on the edge of your toes. It's the first gambling anime that I've kind of came across. If there might be other ones out there, but Kakaguri, number 10. Number 9, I have Akame Got Killed. I love it. I love it. I love how everybody, man, this anime old. I love how everybody died off. I like how everybody got off. How everybody got off, and they kind of made you forget who the main character was until the end, and the main character is who the show was named after. Yeah, off to everybody. I loved it. Loved it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Funny, because number 8, I got Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm not gonna say nothing. Don't want to spoil people who reading it because this is not an old anime. So but Jujutsu Kaisen was inspired by Akame Got Killed. So I'll let you put your two and two together. Oh my goodness. Number 7, I have Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Number 6, I have Naruto. See, See, good list. Good list so far. Good list so far. 10, Kakaguri. 9, Akame got killed. 8, I got Jujutsu Kaisen. 7, I got Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Number 6, I have Naruto. At number 5, I have Erased. 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 You're gonna see a theme within the animes in my top 10. I love plot. I love storytelling. I love character development. Erased has all that and more. It has foreshadowing. It has red herrings. It has the girl that he saved did not wait on him, but the person who tried to kill him did. The girl walked in, man. Go watch Erased. Go watch Erased. Go watch Erased. Just go watch it. Go watch it. Go watch it. Number 4, I have Code Geass, with my boy Lelouch, Britannia. Great. I don't know how many times I done used the word great. Great. Code Geass. At number 4 is very fitting. Number 3, I've had the chance to rewatch this in its entirety and cry at the end. Attack on Titan. Number 3 is Attack on Titan. A lot of people want to tell me that it's overhyped. It's this, it's that, it's the third. Attack on Titan is exactly what it was. It's one of the greatest storytelling animes that has existed. The animation style of it, Aaron's transformation from the boy he was episode 1 to the man that he became. Excuse me. To the man he became at the end of the series, because it's over now. The character development, how he foreshadowed, how they told the story about the dream that he had in the beginning, about after he got the towers. Man, I'll watch Attack on Titan again. Attack on Titan was low on my list before I rewatched it again. This next anime I'm finna say was number 1 on my list until number 1 took his spot. Number 2 was Death Note. Yes, Death Note. Death Note is number 2. Death Note is number 2. Death Note was number 1 for the longest. Death Note. I love anti-heroes. With my top 3, with 3 of my top 4, Lelouch, Aaron, Light. It's just something about them. It's just something about them characters. And when I do a top 10 characters that I have, just know all 3 of them is gonna be in my top 10 of characters. I just love their character development. I love what they stood for. I like their sense of justice. Me personally, Light, Aaron, and Lelouch damn near have the same ideology, just stemming from differently. I would have turned into Aaron if I would have went through what Aaron went through, most definitely. And then he knew he couldn't stop it. That's the killing part. He did everything he possibly could to stop it, and then after after old girl died, and he was sitting there laughing, he realized, man, I can't stop it. I know what's gonna happen, and the fact, oh my goodness, I might mess around and make Attack on Titan number 2, but to end it off, number 1, One Piece. One Piece has been going strong since 1999. One Piece anime and manga is still going strong to this day. It's a part of the big 3. Luffy, his crew, the ups, the downs, the heartache, the knot tying up all the loose ends. That's that. You just can't argue with One Piece. You just can't argue with One Piece. So how I have my top 10 is One Piece at 1, Death Note at 2, Attack on Titan at 3, Code Geass at 4, Erased is at 5, Naruto at 6, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is at 7, at 8 is JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen, number 9 is Akame got killed, and number 10 is Kakaguri, with the honorable mentions that I mentioned before. And I love anime. So a lot of this culture cast is gonna have anime on it. It's gonna have a lot of discussions that way. Next one is probably gonna have a lot of music. a lot of stuff. Aftermath of the Super Bowl, I'll probably have more scores and stuff of the NBA to talk to you about. We made it. We made it. We made it. We made it through the first one. We are an hour and 15 minutes in. So I appreciate you. I've had two people the whole time. So at least more than two. The most I had is seven, and I wasn't even expecting the seven. So I appreciate everybody who stopped by to give out their stuff. If anybody has any comments for me, you can. I'll give you a couple minutes to say it out. If you have any questions to me that you want to end this culture cast with, then and I'll wait to see if anything comes up. Sometimes they're delayed, so I'll give it a little minute. But first, first and foremost, thank you for finishing out this pilot with me. This is episode one, and this is the first step to a lot of stuff that we're gonna try to accomplish together. I'm gonna be as consistent as I possibly can, but for me to grow, I need you to help my empire grow. I'm gonna figure out a name for y'all, but right now we're just the Unknown Empire, and we're just gonna grow every day, every video, take it step by step. Um, I'm so happy that this first one kind of ended up pretty tame. I did get a little off kilter, or the flow of it didn't really. Some of it was good or bad, and like I said, some of your stuff was delayed, so I kind of responded to it too late. So as I get better at this, and as we grow, the scenery around you would change. You see the anime thing back there, so you know I love anime. Um, I don't know how to sign off. I want to do a "That's all, folks," but I think I'm gonna be sued because that's Looney Tunes. So I don't want to do that. I want to do, I don't know. I didn't really get this far, but nothing's really coming in. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna run on my mom. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being attentive. I would love it if you would have like, share, subscribe yourself if you aren't already subscribed. Leave comments. Leave comments. Send me stuff. As it posts, I'll leave my socials and stuff and I'll leave my socials and stuff underneath if you want to send me anything. So again, I do appreciate everybody that tuned in today. And even if you're watching this like later on and you took care of it that way, let me know. Let me know what you thought, and then I will be a little bit better with advertising it to give you more time. I'll figure out the time schedule, figure out a good little weekly thing to do this, and I plan to talk to y'all every week. No, no less than two times a week because you have to see my face, and I'm gonna be doing Q&As, doing everything like that. So again, this is Unknown Emperor, first of many, signing off to his empire. Be happy, be blessed. I appreciate you, and y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Thank you for tuning in. See you later.